I'm Lizzie Harrison, here today with Christy Arnett. We're coming to you from the Card Player TV studio in Las Vegas.
We're glad that you chose to join us for This Week in Poker.
Today we'll start off with some details on the upcoming World Poker Tour event in Atlantic City.
The $10,000 buy-in tournament at the Borgata begins next weekend. Last year, the event attracted a total of 560 players, and they all contributed to a total prize pool that was just shy of $5.5 million. A number of big buy-in tournament regulars managed to make their way through the field to the televised final table. Mike Matusow finished 6th, Eugene Todd went out 5th, Mark Weitzman was the 4th place finisher, and the 3rd player was Haralabos Vulgaris. That left Huang Yun and Roy Winston to battle it out for 1st place, and Winston came out on top. For his victory, he earned more than $1.5 million. Earlier today, Winston dropped by the Card Player TV studio to reminisce about winning his WPT title and discuss how he plans to defend it.
I'm really very excited. I'm leaving in a couple of days, and I just can't wait to get there. The excitement of being there again, and the chance to repeat, maybe.
Do you think you'll be able to defend your title?
Well,
that's yet to be done on the World Poker Tour.
I honestly realize it's a long shot, but I promise you this, no one in that field is going to be trying any harder than me.
Well, tell me a little bit about last year's tournament. What was that final table like? There was a lot of pros.
It was a really tough final table. Had a lot of really good players there, and you don't get tougher players than Mike Matusow, Haralabos, and Mark Weitzman, Eugene Todd, and even Scott, who was a relatively new player, played great. And it was a tough final table, and it was my first big final table like that, and it was a little intimidating to have to go up against those guys. And I think I had a lot of preparation though, and I have a guy who helped me a lot, Joe McGowan, who we're working together now and doing some stuff for the final table at the World Series, really, that was kind of the beginning of us being able to get that stuff done. But it was an intimidating final table. Those guys were tough, and I was lucky, got a few good cards in a few good situations, and the ball bounced in my direction when it needed to.
What types of changes did you make to your game prior to getting to that final table?
Well, I think that my game always is slowly evolving. It's a little different today than it was last year, too. But I think, the biggest change in my game around that time was it tightened up a little bit. And I'm known as a little bit of a tight player, but I can be very aggressive in the right spots. And I think that's, my game is mostly like a Dan Harrington style versus, a Tuan Lee style or something like that. But, there's a lot of different styles that win, and there's a lot of good styles out there. I'm good friends with John Fan, who's had tremendous success lately, and I would say
he just keeps going.
He just keeps going, and his style and my style are very different, but we're both able to make our style successful, which is good.
Card Player will be at the Borgata on the 14th to provide full video coverage of the tournament. Our tournament reporters will also be there, but first, they have to get out their passports for an international stop.
That's right. Card Player will be providing live updates, photos, chip counts, and daily recaps of the action from the first European Poker Tour event of Season 5. The tournament in Barcelona starts next Wednesday, the 10th, and runs through the 14th. Last year, more than 540 players came out for the event, and the prize pool topped 4 million euros. Sander Liloff won the first place prize money of more than 1.1 million euros. This year's tournament has an 8,000 euro buy-in, and it will be capped at 600 players. PokerStars pros like Isabel Mercier, Luca Pagano, Daniel Negreanu, and Greg Raymer have already confirmed that they will be there.
Barcelona is certainly not the only European city with high-stakes tournament poker action, and right now the Partouche Poker Tour main event is underway in Cannes, France. The tournament at the Palm Beach Casino, which far surpassed its 2 million euro guarantee, will have a champion this Sunday. Several well-known pros made it to the 8,500 euro buy-in event, including Gus Hansen, Phil Ivey, Mike Mizrachi, David Benjamin, Chris Ferguson, and Scotty Wynn. The prize pool swelled to more than 3.2 million euros, which is equivalent to almost $5 million US.
Back here on our side of the ocean, the World Poker Tour recently premiered the first ever Canada-specific WPT series. The first one-hour episode, which features the final table of the Coast to Coast Championships $1,000 buy-in bounty event, went out this week on Rogers Sportsnet. The shows are being hosted by Canadian sports announcer Jim Van Horn and poker professional cowboy Kenna James.
And that wraps up This Week in Poker. I'm Christy Arnett.
And I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV. Have a great weekend.